are making steamed buns. These are the ingredients for our steamed buns. You can also bake these steamed buns if you prefer. We need all-purpose flour, baking powder, instant dry yeast, a little bit of sugar, oil, and hot water. For your filling, you can choose to make salted egg custard, or you just use pre-made fillings such as peanut butter or scrambled egg tomato with leek for a savory touch, or you can also create meat fillings inside your steamed buns. Let's begin! First, I want to show you the different fillings that I have used for my steamed buns. This is peanut butter with a little bit of chocolate chips. Just mix 2 tablespoons of peanut butter with 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips and you have your filling. A sweet kind of filling. Next, I have what I call my breakfast bun. I just scrambled some eggs with tomatoes and added spring onions. Now this is my salted egg custard filling. Just mix condensed milk with salted egg yolk together with custard powder, but if you don't have custard powder, full cream powdered milk will do as a substitute. Mix this together until thick. Add cornstarch. And now you can microwave this to heat it up to cook the cornstarch, but also add 3 tablespoons of butter to make it fragrant. Once done, you can now add your powdered sugar. Set it inside the ref to cool. Now let's begin making the dough. We begin with the yeast. Mix the yeast with your sugar in a separate container. Yeast feeds on sugar. So mixing them together will ensure that your bread dough will rise beautifully. You will also need to add salt in your bread dough. Make sure that your salt and your yeast do not come in contact with each other because salt will kill your yeast. Instead, put your salt in the sieve together with your all-purpose flour and your baking powder. If you are diabetic, you can use sugar substitutes such as a stevia sugar blend or cocoa sugar or muscovado sugar. Sift your bread flour or all-purpose flour together with your baking powder and your salt, and now add in your sugar and yeast mixture. Once done, make a well in the middle and put your liquid ingredients in. This is your canola oil or vegetable oil, doesn't matter, and your hot water. Once done, just mix it all together to make sure that all your flour will absorb the liquid content. You can mix it with your hand and press it together in order to make sure that there won't be any dry spaces left. We are now moving to the next step called kneading. This is the most crucial step in making bread. This portion will take the longest time together with the proofing because you need to make sure that you have kneaded your dough very well. This will make for a chewy and light bread bun. If you don't knead it well, what happens is that your bread becomes too dense. To make sure that you will knead it well, cut it into smaller pieces so that you can knead the smaller pieces with your hand more effectively and efficiently. To knead, make sure to use a little bit of flour to dust your hands and to use the bottom of your palm to press on the dough onto a hard surface. If you don't have a marble table, a wooden table, or a smooth surface table, you can use a silicone sheet to ensure that your table is clean. Knead the pieces well. How would you know if you have already worked the gluten inside your bread dough? This is where the window test comes in. We will be doing that test after we knead this big piece of dough some more. To do the window test, take a large pinch of the dough, spread it with your fingers, and see if it forms a translucent film. Pulling it apart, if the dough breaks apart and does not form that film, that means that your dough still needs a bit of kneading. Spend a few more minutes and a little elbow grease in kneading your dough to ensure that you get the perfect texture of your steamed buns. If you're having difficulty working with large quantities of bread dough, you can always divide it into smaller pieces to knead it well. Now let's test it. It's still breaking up. Let's knead that some more. And finally, let's hope for the best. This final test. Right, it's already stretching and we can see the translucent film forming. That means that your bread dough is ready for the next step. To prepare it for the next step, just make it into a ball. Pull from the top going under to make a ball. Smooth it out. And prepare the bowl where you are going to proof it. Add a little bit of oil so that it does not stick. Add your bread dough and cover with a damp cloth. You will need to put this in a warm, dark place. I placed mine inside my microwave, which was turned on. Proof it for 15 to 20 minutes. You can also place this in an empty oven. To know if your dough is done, just press. If the dough comes back, springs back, that means that your dough is ready. We're just cutting it into small pieces so that we can make our steamed buns. If you have a weighing scale, you can also use your weighing scale to make sure that your buns are evenly sized. But if you don't have, you can always just estimate. After making evenly sized balls, cover it with a damp cloth still so that it does not form a dry crust on top. Air has a tendency to do that to bread dough. Make sure to flatten it out with a rolling pin. If you don't have a wooden rolling pin, you can always improvise by using a water bottle or a glass. Once you're done, put your filling in and pinch well around so that it will keep the contents inside. Turn it around and you can put a marker if you are making different flavors of steamed buns. To make the marker, you just add food coloring in water and drop it in the middle. If you don't want to mark your steamed buns, that's also alright. Here I am filling it up with my my scrambled egg with tomato and leek. My little breakfast bun. And here I'm taking out my cooled salted egg custard. And I will fill that in my steamed bun. That is a technique if you want to add liquid fillings inside your steamed bun. Make sure to freeze it first so that you can properly cover it with your dough before steaming it. Make sure to pinch it well so that it does not seep through. After you're done with all your steamed buns, it will now go to the second proofing stage. Yes, we will proof it for a second time so that it enlarges and it will make for a very fluffy steamed bun. Here is the second proofing stage. All you need to do is to make sure that they are placed in a warm, dry area, but also cover it with a damp dish towel. As you can see, the steamed buns had enlarged a little bit. And now they are ready for steaming and baking, if you will be baking them. I will show you the difference later. Okay, so to steam it, make sure your steamer is ready. This is the second layer of the steamer. Just place your steamed buns with parchment paper at the bottom. And now we are about to cook our steamed buns or baked buns. For the steamer, make sure your bottom layer is boiling. You can add your second layer, lower the heat to medium to low heat, and steam it for 10 to 15 minutes. You will get your steamed buns. Baking it, you just bake it at 350 for 10 to 15 minutes as well. Let's now see the difference between the steamed and the baked. This is the baked one. It forms a hard crust on top. The steamed one is very soft. However, the baked bun, when you open it, it's still soft inside. The steamed bun, when you cut it open, the top portion is very chewy. If you don't pinch it well, this is what happens. It opens at the bottom and your filling comes out. So this is just an example. Here we have another filling. So this is our scrambled egg with onion leek. We cut open. This is the steamed version. Look at that. It pulls off. It's very chewy and soft. The baked bun is also soft, but it has a crunchy outer layer. And here we have the peanut butter. As you can see, the sides are slightly browny, even the bottom as well. So it's a little bit toasted. Okay. And here we have our filling. For the steamed version, just peel off the paper. And you will see that the top is soft and chewy. There you go! These are our steamed buns and baked buns. I hope you enjoy making your own versions at home. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can always leave them below or email me.